One thing is for sure, the real estate market headlines can be confusing and change from day to day. It can be tough to know whether you should buy now or just wait. Some people are choosing to base that decision completely on the mortgage interest rates, but there's a lot more that you should be considering. We'll be covering everything you need to know right now to make the best decision for you and your family, so stay tuned.
In this video, we're going to cover interest rates, home prices, whether you should buy now or wait until 2024. And if you do choose to buy now, we'll tell you where you can find the best deals. So let's start with mortgage interest rates. Now, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride with interest rates since mid-2022. We started out in 2022 with rates at 3.2%. Then by May, they had increased by 2 points. Then from June until the end of the year, they fluctuated almost daily, hitting 7% in early November before ending the year at 6.4%. Now, we definitely saw an increase in home buyers returning to the market in those last few weeks of 2022 when rates dipped. Rates continued to stay in the low to mid 6 range this year until the end of October, when we saw them hit close to 8%. But the good news is that the rates have seen a steady decline over the past several weeks, with last week in at 7.29%. Now, this rate has also brought an increase in mortgage applications as some home buyers are re-entering the market. That decrease from 7.79% down to 7.29% increased buying power by almost $25,000. So let me put that in terms for you that makes more sense. Let's say you wanted your monthly payment to be at $6,000. Well, at 7.79%, you'd be looking at a home price of $723,000. But at a rate of 7.29%, you could now afford a home at $748,000.
Now, even though the rates have been declining, unfortunately, the number of pre-existing home sales are still down. Those homeowners who locked in the rates at 3 and 4% range just have not been willing to give up to make that move unless it has been very necessary. But we're seeing that people are still relocating to the Dallas area from other areas across the country and even outside of the country. Redfin recently released data showing that a record share of homebuyers are relocating, and Dallas happens to be number 8 on the list of metro areas with the highest net inflow. As a matter of fact, we just helped a family move here from Los Angeles because the TV show that they work for are relocating to the area. We're also working with families from Canada and even South Africa that are making plans to move to Dallas area next year. And we'll share with you later in this video where we're finding homes for them. Most of the time, these people are moving here from another area with higher cost of living. So the higher interest rates are not necessarily a big concern for them. Their motivation for moving here are usually greater as well. There are a lot of people that can't wait to move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area because of the better economy and overall lifestyle change. But one of the downsides moving to Dallas being such a popular place to live is that we can't keep up with the demand for housing, which leads us to what is going on with house prices.
When you see headlines touting that home sales are down, understand that they're talking about the number of homes selling is down, not home prices. Even though it's been predicted that home prices would possibly crash or at least greatly decrease, we just haven't seen that in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. The greatest price drops that we've experienced is typically from home sellers that priced their homes over market value and then were forced to come down after not getting any offers. We just recently had an example of this with some buyers that we were working with. They found a house they absolutely loved last summer. However, the house was priced over market value and the sellers just were not willing to be realistic. So after much negotiation, we just couldn't come to an agreement. But 2 months later, the listing agent reached back out to find out if our buyers were still interested, and they were. The sellers had reduced their price and were ready to sell. However, the market had shifted and the price the buyers were willing to pay had come down lower than their previous offer. It all worked out in favor of our buyers, and they are so excited to get moved into their new home. But unfortunately for that seller, they probably could have made a little more money had they been realistic with their price in the beginning.
According to the National Association of Realtors, at a national level, the median existing home sales price increased by 3.4% from 1 year ago, the fourth consecutive month year-over-year price increase. The median price in the southern region of the U.S. was at 3.5% from last year. When looking at the main four counties in DFW of Denton, Collin, Dallas, Tarrant, overall average prices were up, with Tarrant County dropping slightly by 1.6%. The home price increase has definitely slowed from the pace we were at the last couple of years. But for people expecting home prices to have a huge drop, we just don't see that happening. The consensus among the real estate, investment, and market experts is that prices will continue to climb nationally, but at a more normal pace. I think the 2% increase in home prices in Dallas next year might be a little low, since we still have a demand for housing and not enough inventory.
So, should you buy now or wait until 2024? Lawrence Young, the chief economist at National Association of Realtors, believes that we may see mortgage interest rates in the upper sixes next year, while Fannie Mae is predicting we will continue to see low to mid 7 rates next year. So there probably won't be a significant decrease in the rates in 2024. However, with home prices continuing to creep up, it could be a smart idea to go ahead and lock in your home price sooner rather than later. And here's something to consider. If rates were to drop significantly, there would be a surge of home buyers flooding the market. Without enough homes for sale, we could see several people wanting that same house, causing multiple offers and above list price scenarios again. There are actually some real estate experts predicting that this could happen. So if you're on the fence about buying, let's take a look at some numbers to put things into perspective. If you're looking at a $700,000 house right now at 7.29% interest rate, the monthly payments would be about $56.15. Now, obviously, there are other factors involved like down payment, tax rates, other numbers, but this is just a sample scenario. Let's look at that same house next year. If home prices were to only increase by 2%, and if the mortgage interest rate dropped to 7%, the monthly payment would actually be exactly the same. So, like we've said before, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to time the market.
We told you we would share with you where to find the best deals in housing in the Dallas area. New home builders are in a position to offer some great incentives to buyers. Right now, there are quite a few production builders that are in a hurry to get rid of their current inventory to get it sold and off their books before the end of the year, and to be able to get their pipeline going for next year. We're seeing some offer 2-1 buy downs where they offer 4.99% for the first year, 5.99% for the second year, and 6.99% for the remaining life of the loan. But other builders are offering a fixed 5.99% for the life of the loan on existing inventory homes, or $25,000 towards closing costs or rate buy down on a new build.
So if buying a new home fits in your budget right now, reach out and we'll help you know where to find the best deals.